So still alive on YouTube, so that's a good thing. Let's keep the prayers coming that we stay live. We continue to stay alive in here. Boy, I did a show yesterday on Rumble, and it got hammered. Uh, I think like 11 minutes and 22 seconds in. It was being shared here on YouTube and on X. And I was speaking of things. Evidently, someone did not want me to talk about, so I won't go there at all. Right? So that's the way it is. And that was on Rumble. That was on Rumble. And things are kind of fishy these days. There's lots of I look at Trump and I see the Trump actors, and I see some people have even said that there's a Trump clone, and the Trump clone basically is spreading disinformation. So I mean, I don't know about that, because when I remote view, I don't see clones, but I look at everything and I'm like, yeah, it's possible. It's possible there's a Trump clone, and it's worked for the deep state and passes disinformation. Sure, why not? We know Biden had something like that going on, right? So, and it's pretty impressive. All the different things that are going on. We look at the weather war that's going on. Deep state basically is doing incredible things with the weather. Normally, like in, I think it's like in Mississippi or one of those states, or maybe Oklahoma, one of those states that gets a lot of, not a lot, but a few tornadoes. Normally up to March 31st, like if you take last year, they had 7 tornadoes, 7. I mean, these aren't big tornadoes. I mean, any tornado that passes over your house is like, it's like devastating, right? But we're talking about tornadoes that are like taking the house, and it goes completely away. And they calculate, because of the way the house is taken out, and it's basically going into the steel. There's steel footings and bolts and so forth. The bolts are ripped. The steel footing base is gone. And there's cars that have the engine, carburetor, everything ripped out of the car. That's insane. So those are 190 plus mile per hour winds that do that kind of stuff, and they're happening, unfortunately, very frequently in the middle of the United States. Flooding, of course, it's like the flooding is like generational flooding. It seems like every year there's generational flooding. So it's normally seven tornadoes, and they've had 78. So the deep state weather war is on. In Florida, they passed a bill. There's no more chemtrailing, whatever, right? There's been a few other states that passed no chemtrailing, and they still chemtrail. I think I know they passed a no chemtrail in Tennessee, and they just did it in Florida. The day after, the skies were clear. Now, I'm not in Florida right now, so I can't verify if the skies are staying clear. But I'm willing to bet that they will be chemtrailing again. All right, because there is someone else that's in control of that weather, and they can. I remember they used to do this when I was in California. They would come in and say, people would complain, the gas prices are like ridiculous. And they were like, we're going to do a study on that. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. And then prices would come down and everybody would be happy. It's like, yeah, we talked to the oil companies, and they're going to make sure that they're not going to raise the prices so much. So, a few months go by, and they're right back up there. And people get pissed off. And then I guess Californians just decided to, like, screw it. we can't fight these guys anymore. So they have the highest gas prices. I think Hawaii might have, I guess, in the contiguous United States. I think Hawaii may have higher gas prices, but both those states are way up there. It would be understandable for Hawaii to have high gas prices, but we know that the oil is pumped massively in California from oil wells, and that there are, uh, you know, gasification plants. I don't know what, I can't think of the word for that, but uh, the plants where they like turn oil into gas. So there's lots of those plants uh, all up and down uh, the California coast, all over the place, and they're uh, they're like keeping those prices up. That's crazy. So, the manipulation is still here, guys. California, I remember the first time I really saw chemtrails was California, and that was like 20 plus years ago. I'd seen them, before. And it's like, oh, contrail, and then someone basically schooled me. Basically, a professor, college professor, schooled me on chemtrails. And he says, yes, we've taken readings on it, and it's not natural. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, that's weird. But I didn't discount it at the time. And then I started doing my own research, critical thinking, so forth. And I'm like, there is actual chemtrailing, and it goes all the way back to World War II, probably even further, because they're at the Ole Demigard on it. He talked about how it was used all the way back uh, in, I think, World War One time frame, and it was used somewhere around, um, was it New Jersey or something like that? I think it was in the uh, and it is also a directed energy weapon or something. Had Tesla technology that they had taken and they were utilizing. So, that stuff's been around for quite some time now, obviously, and it's going to continue until someone takes down the Kazir Mafia deep state, right? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? I don't know. But obviously, they're not out of action yet because this weather warfare is really crazy. Now, speaking of California, they had that high-speed rail line they've been supposedly working on that for like decades, right? Uh, a long time, at least well over a decade, and they pumped all kind. It was supposed to cost a certain amount, supposed to be done in a certain time frame. The cost overruns were like, I don't know, through the roof, and it was taking forever. Nothing was getting done. So it was a huge money laundering scheme. All right, Nancy Pelosi and her husband were making all kinds of money from that. Lots of the congressmen and women and so forth, probably the mayors and the rich cats, all those guys are making money off of that high speed money laundering operation. And just recently in New York, we had a helicopter crash with a Siemens. Interesting name. Siemens was going to supply to that train system, the high-speed rail system for California. And we just had a CEO. He was from, I think, Spain, and he traveled to New York. He was only there a few hours. He, his wife, and his three kids got on the helo, and I guess they're talking about how the pilot radio that he needed fuel. He needed fuel. Pilot, they do the checks, and there's people that probably service them and so forth, maybe even filled it up. So he's radioing. I'm gonna land in a few minutes and get fuel after he's just taken off. So what could that be? Well, if you've ever driven a diesel and accidentally put gas in it, it basically, the diesel is lighter than the gas, or maybe it's the other way around. I forget what it is, but the diesel, once it'll show you like a full tank, But when you finish that diesel, whatever's left, it's not going to burn the gas, and it's just going to shut down. So I know that Dr. Carrie Madej, if you guys remember her, she was involved in doing research. I'm not going to even talk about what she did research on. Some of you guys know. And her plane crashed, and she almost died. And then they had trouble finding her. Uh, the, it's like, don't these planes have like, detectors? Yeah, they do. Transponders and all that kind of stuff. And when a plane goes down, they know where it goes down. So the people that are trying to search for her, uh, you know, medical and so forth, they could not find her. And she heard them, and she was able to like crawl out, and she's like severely injured to the point where she's not going to make it unless somebody comes and gets her. I had her on her show. She was talking about this, like horrific. And so anyway, she was yelling, and she was on her phone. She was like trying to like bring them in. It's like talk them in. Says, I hear you over there, and I'm here. And so it took them a while, but finally they got there. The pilot was dead. Everybody else was dead on the flight, and she survived. So why did that plane crash? That plane crashed because she was exposing things, and that plane also had rotten fuel in it. All right, just like that helicopter had just crashed, and I guess there was just Bel Air. I think it was Bel Air. It was at Florida. I think Bel Air is in California, but I think it was Florida. For some reason, I'm thinking it's Florida, and maybe I'm wrong on the location. But another plane just crashed, and I guess it crashed, and a car had to swerve because it crash landed on the highway or something like that. So there's a lot of that going on right now. And the guy that worked for Siemens, somebody took him out, right? Somebody took him out for some reason. Was he involved in the California scandal somehow? Was he involved in some other scandal, right? To the point where they punished him, and they punished his whole they took his whole family out, his wife and his 3 kids, right? Because people have looked at that helicopter crashing, and like me, I'm saying there's no way the helicopter crashed, especially when the guy called in minutes after taking off and said he's got to land to get fuel. That sounds like I'm talking about. They put bad fuel in there. Somebody loaded bad fuel in there, or water or something, and it gave the gauges the look of being, you got plenty of fuel, but he started getting probably that he needed fuel, and whatever was going into running his engine, just like I talk about, it wasn't getting it. So whatever was in there, it's not going into the engine. So a lot of these, like the little helicopters like that. Of course, we know there was a helicopter that crashed in Hawaii from the woman that basically did the birth certificate for Obama in Hawaii, and she was on a helicopter, and it crashed, and everybody else survived but her. So there's a lot of these things that happen. They can manipulate this stuff. So it's very sad. I don't know what this guy was involved in. Maybe he was just innocent, and they decided they were going to take him out as a means for showing everybody else. I don't see how he wasn't involved in something. Usually when they take somebody out like that, it's that person's hasn't played a game, and they're being taken out. Yeah, absolutely. So these things are going down like eggs. You see somebody commenting, the kid is talking about eggs down in my neighborhood. So I'm down in Mexico, and there's no problem with the price of eggs. No problem. Chickens are running around, roosters are running around, watching the hens, making sure they're safe. So I was just on a ranch where I did horseback riding through the jungle and down to the beach. It was beautiful. And I saw all these peacocks. They had every bird there. It's amazing. So the egg, we get fresh eggs here, and they're delicious. The eggs are amazing here, but they have no problem with the price. It's just in America, right? So just America, there's a bird flu problem, right? So egg prices should be coming down. I know in my area in Florida, they started coming down. So the Trump effect, and here we are. I'm on YouTube again, Trump effect, and today, yesterday, and the day before. So for several days, the stock market crashed. Trump, or someone that looks like Trump, so I'm just going to throw that out there, said get in the stock market, and people got in the stock market and turned around a crashing stock market, and it went up massively, and then yesterday it went down half massively, right? And they kind of popped into the close a little bit. It wasn't down as hard because it was down pretty good, and crypto and everything else was down. Gold and silver were going up, so I think they've reversed. They're not getting taken down anymore. I think that the silver is going to continue to go up. Gold is going to continue to go up. Now, will the stock market continue to go up? I would be very careful with buying the dip on the stock market and crypto at this point. Be very careful. All right, so yes, I've done shows with Cliff High, James. Yeah, he's got amazing information. So you look at all the different things that have been manipulated, and the economy is basically crashing. Everything's going down, and of course the producer price index was down today. That's why the stock market went up today. It was down pretty good, and then it turned around, right? So I think the Dow had like probably about 1,000-point round trip. When you look at how far down it was I think closed like up 600, right? And we're 600. It's 600, and like it's like nothing now. It goes down. 2 days in a row, like I don't know, 3,000 or something crazy. Then it goes up 2,000. Then it goes down 1,000, and then it goes up 600. So it's like it's pretty shaky. It's pretty shaky out there. So you got into the silver 30. That was good move. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people can't afford silver as the price goes up, thinking they can't afford silver. So whatever silver is at, really, you want to be affording it, all right? Because I'm hearing from so many people, because I do Dr. Kirk Elliott, and I highly recommend you invest with him if you haven't. You can see it on my website, michaelkjaco.com. So you can invest with him, like a lot of people have, massive numbers of people. He has one third of the private silver holdings in the world. Massive. And it's all because they moved because I was in Delaware, because I was, on the East Coast, so you keep people on certain coast. And fortunately, he moved everybody out of Delaware. I think Delaware is pretty shady, Joe Biden's hometown. So they moved it, and it took them months to move all my silver. It's like a little bit at a time. Everybody's silver, and then finally, after several months, I got it into the Texas depository, and I'm very happy. So it's been there for quite some time. I add to it on pullbacks. I try and add to it every month on you got in at 14? Yeah, I've been at, Tom Brown, so I've been at very, very low. The last time it pulled back to like $17, $18, something like that. A couple, 2.5 years ago, whatever it was, we were jumping up and down. You got to buy it. So a lot of you did. But as it goes up, people feel they can't afford it, and maybe they can't, The economy is tough in a lot of different ways. So we're basically doing the best we can. You should have some silver on your person. Now, a lot of people say you have it all on your person. For some of us, that would be not smart to have all that on your person because there's a lot. And so it's well managed in the depository. That's one of the better ways to do it if you have a large amount. So obviously that, and if you have IRAs, you got to have it in a custodial type of situation, and Kirk Eller's best. So I think it's going to go. We've talked for several years now. It's going triple digit, right? We were talking hundreds, and then I started doing deeper research, and I'm like, it's going to go a lot higher than that. So a lot of you are going to get rich off silver. So if you invested in silver, great. If you couldn't afford it, that's unfortunate. But for those of you that have the money, it is a great, I think you can't go wrong. It's like it's a safe investment, and it's going to be like going to the moon, right? And way beyond. Mining stocks, I'm not so much into mining stocks, but people are into mining stocks. I looked at mining stocks. For me, I think that when the stock market crashes, it's just going to pull everything down with it. Just kind of like was Siemens guy a whistleblower and he's still alive? Maybe Maria. There's always that possibility. Fake deaths, happen all the time. You look at many of them over time. Nvidia is going to go. The Magnificent Seven. Everything's going to crash pretty much. Silver and gold might get pulled back down a little bit, but I think they're really getting ready to really take off. And it might not. It was in Boca Raton, Florida. Yeah, thank you, Maria. So it was Boca Raton. So I knew it was something like that, right? So I can't have all my information in front of me because my computer's down. I'm just going off my phone right now. So I'm gonna do a show tomorrow with David Nino Rodriguez. We just talked about it. Probably won't be on YouTube, but maybe we can do a little piece on YouTube. You have to talk around stuff, and we like to blow it up. So he's got his private channel. We might do it over there, which is probably what's going to happen. So it's really inexpensive, his private channel. So I know a lot of you not so much. So if you have no clue how stocks work, right now is the worst time probably in history to be in stocks. I believe the worst time in history. It's speaking of Diana. So Diana, she got basically supposedly Princess Diana died in a car crash in a tunnel in, what was it, in Paris or something. Was that a fake death? I think so. And so, speaking of fake deaths, and maybe that's you, Diana. Maybe you invested with Dr. Kirk Elliott. So, Princess Diana, hey, no, Diana, I'm sure it's probably not you, but that's great. If you have no clue about investing, then you're invested heavily. That's what I do. I don't leave money in the bank. That's dangerous. All right. Because those banks go insolvent, which a lot of them are going to, they could take your money with them. All right. And there's a lot of people who talk about that, how basically whatever you have in a bank or in if you're in stocks somewhere, and maybe your IRA, your retirement, whatever, is in a management firm, and the firm goes under, there goes all your money. Because some of these firms, I think, and I talked about this yesterday, obviously, that it make it because that show got shut down. Even though I'm talking, I did like another hour, almost an hour, talking, sharing all kinds of deep information. And, it was nothing. I was talking to air, right? But I think that vibration got out there. It affected something, right? It always does. So I think that if you're into some of these things, you will you will be sorry because if you have investments in investment firms and so forth, because a lot of these investment firms are in derivatives. They're in they have their own margin. So margin, basically, when you saw the stock market crashing for those 2 days, 3 days, whatever long it was, that was probably a lot of margin calls were getting kicked in, and that just drives prices down even faster. Now, I think what we're going to see when the stock market really starts to collapse, and will it collapse next week? Will it collapse in a couple of weeks? Will it collapse next month? Will it collapse on Monday? I can't tell you. I can't tell you because it's incredibly manipulated, as you guys are seeing. It's getting jacked back and forth, and people knowingly are jacking it around. That's why this deep state has to go away, and their monetary system is gonna get crushed. And I think that's Trump's team is doing that. China tanked. Did China tank today? So if China is tanking, if it's tanking, remember the stock market. I think it was 2000, the .com crash. It started in Japan. Now the Japanese stock market was down from 2000 until last year. So, or even before that, maybe even before 1999, I think before 2000. So they were down for like 25 years, quarter century. Japanese stock market was down. So if you kept your money there, you saw it rise last year for a little blip, and now it's back, I think, back underwater again. So, and if it's starting to crash again, that's a tattletale. The Japanese, remember back in August, I think, of last year, the carry trade, Japanese yen carry trade, basically started to collapse. And it sent our stock market into, it looked like it was going to crash forever. And then it got taken care of, and then it turned around and came back. I think that the dollar crashing the way it is, it just went under 100. Really, when it went under 104, which was, it had crashed all the way down to 104, and it went under 104, that was like death spiral time. So now it's under 100, and we're probably going to see a debt market explosion. Now the debt market is in bonds, and the bond yields are going big again, right? The bond 10-year, which I watch very closely, it's a tattletale of what's coming. It was up big today. It was up, I think at one point, 4.6 or something like that. Something pretty high. And if it gets into the 5 range or gets close to the 5, we're going to see our stock market really take it on the chin, like a prize fighter, right? Like a David Nino Rodriguez knockout punch, right? And here in Mexico, I'm talking to a guy that is I think number 16 heavyweight in the world. He uses LifeWay patches, and we were talking. He had an elbow. His left elbow was locked out. It was all deteriorated and everything. He was supposed to do a fight, and he used the patches by chance. I guess his trainer knew about the patches, used the patches on him. Stickers. Some of us call them stickers. So he put stickers on. He put Ice Wave, I think Eon, and it cleared up. He was able to do the fight, and now he's here in Mexico with me, chatting away. He's only been in for 6 months, and he's already got a all expense paid trip. Pretty cool. So I'm going to have him on the show. We're going to talk about his life, his fighting and so forth. Fascinating guy. All right. So try to bring you guys as many fascinating people as possible so we can see a bigger picture of technologies that are coming for us, that are here now, and things that are coming for us in the future that will be even more impressive. Med beds. I say LifeWave is basically a sticker that you put on some med bed. All right, it does amazing things. All right, so many different things are basically going to fail. when the stock market goes down. So a lot of companies, I think, that are manipulating the economy, like Amazon and some of these other. Used to be Walmart was a great place. I don't know anymore. So we may see a lot of those companies go away, guys, because they basically took out a lot of the mom and pops, and I think the mom and pop stores are going to make a comeback and then grow and become very, very prominent in the future and build. And that's what the Trump economy, the Trump effect is going to bring. So all of those businesses that have been crushed, because of some of those companies and because a lot of our businesses have gone to China and other places, Mexico, Canada, they're going to come back to America and make America great again. So that'll be the thing. Yeah, definitely would like to see the mom and pop businesses back too. So, Sherry, so a lot of us are looking forward to this thing happening, but what does it take for that to happen? A destruction of the old system, a destruction of those people that crash helicopters and try and kill princesses in tunnels, and you and I through different ingredients that go into our bodies, right? So that is one of the things that gets stopped out going into the future. And those people that make money off of that, they won't be able to make money off that anymore. And their businesses will they'll be the ones that are freezing and going away. So the mom and pops will see those big billionaires crumple and fall, right? And they're manipulative, people in Congress and the Senate that keep them going by passing bills and so forth that basically discriminate against we the people and take us out. So that's coming, and it's not just coming for America; it's coming for around the world, and we'll see it happening, very, very quickly as we move forward. So prayers for that to happen. Now, of course, that's going to take out a lot of people, because a lot of people don't watch Mike. Right? A lot of people don't watch me, or David Nino Rodriguez or Scott McKay. All right, so we're crushing these guys, crushing their cojones with hammers. Bam! They're exploding in the truth community, right? In this 5D, realm of consciousness, in this 5D realm of speaking, information out that basically collapses a lot of their narratives, because really a lot of the control and manipulation that they've been able to get away with is through, of course, media, social media, and so forth, and that's being pulled away from them. So here I am back on YouTube speaking again. So of course we had X open back up to us. I was same day that President Trump was taken off X, I was taken off X, and many other people, and we didn't get to come back on X, even though we tried to sneak in. Right? They're like, oh yeah, we recognize you. You ain't coming back. You reveal way too much. We can't have you back in here. And so Elon came in, bought it out, and now we got X, Rumble, Rumble, 444 people watching. That's a great number, angelic. So we have good people, I think, in some of those companies, just like I was a good guy in the CIA, right? And then we have other people there, and those other people manipulate things. I think that's what's going on in some of these other organizations, and I think they're maybe because I'm very grateful that I was able to do shows on Rumble. Then I had my private channel, I was doing shows on private channel, did away with the private channel because they got hammered, right? It was a money dump. And I tried to I was dumping money into it for many years, hoping it would come back, and uh, not so much. And I guess God graced me with having another YouTube channel again. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. So, it is it's a good time. So we have to overcome, their narratives. Uh, are there people out there speaking for them? Are there people that are still, having narratives like, where's the Epstein list, right? Are there people doing narratives after they keep saying they're going to release information? It's kind of like, yeah, we're going to pass a bill that, no one can chemtrail us. It's like, all right, how are you going to enforce that? And we're gonna give all the Epstein files out there, and we're gonna give a little bit of it to certain individuals within the truther community. They didn't give it to me. They give it to me, or my compadres. We didn't get that stuff. So, and then we're gonna get it for you though, and we just got it from the New York office. They were like restricting it, and now we're clearing out all of the people that are in those lists that could be harmed if we just dump those lists out. Wow, that was a long time ago. So I guess there is now a lawsuit. What's that one law firm? That one guy that basically has really come after a lot of these guys. Can't think of his name right now. Maybe somebody throw it in the chat. So basically, there's a law firm that basically comes out after these guys and pushes them really hard. And see if somebody can jog my memory. So and it was Tom somebody, not Perkins Cole, not Brunson Brothers, Brunson Brothers. No. Anyway, there is somebody pushing on them. That's kind of high up, and it's basically having Tom Callender. I don't know, Truth or Mike. I don't know if that's the guy. It's the not Linwood. Linwood, has his own little program and Telegram. He went into hiding over there. Sydney Austin, no. Keep guessing. So somebody's probably going to throw it in there. So, not Tom Numbers, Tom Fitton, Perkins Cole, no, maybe Tom Fitton. Is that the guy that has the law firm? They come in and, not Phil, no, maybe that's it. Maybe it's that guy. I don't know. But he has a law firm and basically come in and hammer Judicial Watch. Very good. There you go, Sully. Hey, Sully. Good to see you again. So, yeah, Judicial Watch, that's it. Sidney Powell, Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch. So if that's Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, yes. So he's basically, the FBI and Department of Justice. He's like, hey, we want, you've been, keeping those files from us. You said you're going to release them, and we at Judicial Watch, we the people, because they represent we the people. I think Tom Fitton does a really good job of that. We want to see those files, and if there's a reason why you can't release some of them, we want to know the reason why. But we want to see those files, right? Yeah. So he's no joke. He doesn't mess around. He's gotten a lot of stuff done by pushing on them, and he is a great patriot. We're lucky he's still alive in the game, just like a lot of us, still seem to be able to, push back on these people. FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act. So we're basically good, Ed Ryan, thank you. So he is pushing on that and getting that information for us, for all of us. And once that information comes out, so this is the way we win. We work together, and guys like, Tom Fitton, basically, Judicial Watch, basically push, and we're behind them because we've all been talking about it, and I've been kind of like, okay, you seem to be doing the right thing. You're talking the talk, but you're really not. You're talking the talk, but you're not walking the walk. All right. So in the SEAL teams, we always talk about that. You talk a good talk, but you can't perform. Right? You can't walk the walk, and don't bullshit me. And that's usually somebody saying, "Oh, I can like do this, I can shoot this good, and blah blah blah." And they're like, "Okay, let's see." It's like you're talking the talk, but you can't walk the walk. So that's what unfortunately we're seeing from Pam Bondi and Kash Patel right now. They're talking the talk, but they're not walking the walk, and we need to have the walk all the time, right? And if they need more of us to get involved in this, talking it like we're doing right here and passing this information, that's very valuable. So I also met, and I've seen her at some of these LifeWave events before. This woman that was in Texas, and we were talking. I met her husband, and her husband came up to me later, and he said that her business, she is a hairdresser, and during the kind of like the lockdowns, Texas basically started to say, you don't have to do this stuff, but a lot of people still did it. A lot of people still do it, like still do it, masking and all kind of crazy stuff. But I guess she wasn't doing it. She was listening to me and Scott McKay. We were like, "F that," So don't do that. That's dumb. It's not based in science, right? Even though they're saying it's based in science, it's a science lie, right? And I did shows on this channel where I demonstrated all the way back 100 plus years, all the way back to the Spanish flu. After the Spanish flu, because you saw pictures of people wearing it, and then they're like, "Well, see, they wore it during the Spanish flu times in San Francisco," right? And so they did a study after that, and they had like this machine. It was pretty badass back in that time frame. They had this machine that would breathe through these, masks, and they determined no, they don't protect you. And there's, I like 50 different studies over that period of time, like 100 years or something, and they're all like bullshit, 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 right? So anyway, Scott McKay was doing it. He's a Texas boy, and this woman was like, "I'm not going to do it in my." She was a hairdresser. "I'm not going to do it," and she said her husband came back to me and said 60% of her clientele did the masking because she wouldn't mask. They stopped coming into her business. And Scott McKay found out about this, and Scott McKay put out the word, let's hammer back on this. Let's get out there. Let's help this woman and her business. And people all over the country says, I can't. I'm not going to travel all the way to your. I would if I could, but I'm not going to travel all the way there. I'm just going to send some money. And then people all over Texas were driving to her, and they survived. All right, so that's the way we win, guys, against this. Of course, some people succumb to conditioning and mind control and 5G warfare, five-dimensional warfare, and Tom Renz is another great one. He is a great. I've met him. He's an amazing man. I've been to a lot of events where he spoke. You don't trust Scott McKay? Okay. I know him personally. I count him as a good friend. Scott McKay would bend over backwards for you, even though you don't trust him, but he would actually do that for you. So anyway, there's a lot of people, you're going to go a lot of different directions. And it's freedom of speech. Do your critical thinking. If you're finding someone doesn't quite add up, that's good. Just keep an open mind though. And yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. He's an amazing guy. And I've seen him in action so many different times. Push back on that that masking stuff. I was like, he was hard headed boy. I was like, I'll just put the mask on, go by this person that tells me I got to wear it, and then I take it off. And we were in Las Vegas, and the casinos were like just full bore on that stuff. I did an event, and I didn't do that. All right, so they came to our event, the security and all that stuff. And police came to our event, and basically we were like, look, guys, we're really concerned about you guys in the future for pushing this stuff, and this could come back on you. And we just had this just frank conversation with them, and they were like, yeah, you're right, and we don't like to push this. We kind of like, but you need to do your own critical thinking. You don't have to push it. We don't want to do it, and we're not going to do it. So. And they just walked away. They left. They left us alone. Our event, basically, no one had to do that thing around the face. So it was great. And I saw Scott McKay. We did a showing, Sound of Freedom, long before it became available. And Scott McKay's there, and we're like, all we got to go through is a security checkpoint, and they just want to see we had it on. And then we got in the theater. Everybody took it off in the dark. And that was their plan. But Scott, and I just thought, where's your manager? Bring your manager. So he had like a group of people. And I was like, God, that man is just like hard. So very, very good. Yeah, Scott McKay's solid. So solid. Yeah, you guys ever see Undercover Brother? Undercover Brother was a fabulously funny movie, but their code thing was like solid. I was like, yeah, Scott McKay's solid. So, love that show. That was a great movie. So it was so funny because it's like the blonde woman is like kryptonite for a black man. So many funny things in that movie. So we're moving into a realm where we're going to see a lot of these people that did that and that all that stuff, and they're gonna like mandates. I mean, who wants to go? I'm a man, but I don't want a mandate. All right, I want a woman date. All right, so we have to joke. Speaking of 5-dimensional warfare, we have to joke this stuff because AI doesn't know joking. See how I'm doing? See what I'm doing? Right. So we want woman dates. So woman dates basically. Although a lot of us guys like those women dates, although not all guys, but most guys like women dates, and so that they wanted us to do that, and we're like, no, we're not going to do that. The other date name, right? And I used to play this game so much, and I used to joke it, and I do singing bowls, and I say love, 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 and it worked so good for a long time. I don't know. Maybe the AI's got more clever now, but we've done a lot of things to basically expose, talk around, get around, and we basically exposed a lot of this stuff, and it's worked real good. You like the silver pimps? Yeah, they're not laws. Very good, Art on the Lake. They're not laws, and that was one of the reasons why they never should have been abided by. But they once they get an inch, they take a mile, and then they get their peeps to basically agree with it, and then they start pushing it, and to the point where like people are getting like physical, like choking people out and getting in fights and all kind of crazy stuff. It was pretty sad. But yeah, we're basically telling those guys in Vegas, yeah, we feel bad about you guys. It could be like legal consequences for this stuff in the future. It's kind of there is. But at this point, I don't think it's happening. Although some people have been disappearing for other reasons. I think they're taken out for other reasons, but they're really being taken out for those dates, those date things, right? And that's going to come back, and it's really going to, at some point, it's going to catch traction and it's really going to start to chew a lot of those people up. But some of those people, you look at, I think it's Duarte in the Philippines. Uh, he was big on those dates. Oh yeah, he pushed them hard. And there was, I talked to this woman. I said it in yesterday's show. I don't know how much made it through. But I talked to this woman from the Philippines during that time frame, and there were a lot of teachers. Uh, Filipinos are great teachers. They go through rigorous training. They go all over the world. Even in Florida, several years ago, they uncovered a ring of trafficking ring of women Filipino teachers, and they were in this this one house, and they're confined to these rooms, and they had bunk beds in it. So it was like 5 or 6 of them living in a room that should have been was designed for one person, and they were going into these schools, and the person that brought them to America kept their passports. So to get them here, this agency was saying that you have to do so much work for us, and they basically enslaved them, and they were taking almost all their money. So they thought they were coming here to earn enough income to send money back home and create a life for themselves here. But no, it was basically a sting operation. So this one woman was trying to get out of there during this date thing, right? And it was very difficult for her. She barely got out, and Duarte, the president, did those dates for everybody in the whole country. She said that she has lost count. She just gave up counting how many of her friends in just the teaching community have died, right? Since that forced dates, right? And I think that's happening all over the world, and it's being suppressed on a massive level. But I think that Duarte was just flown to, I think, The Hague, the World Court, and they're saying that so they're coming at him from a different angle. They're saying that he did bad things, taking out the drug. He had a drug war going on there in the Philippines, and they're saying that he executed his people, his crews, whatever, executed a lot of people. I'm sure that happened, but far more people were affected by the dates, way more, right? So they're finding reasons to take some of these people off the stages, guys, and they're basically pushing them off the stage. Of course, we had a governor of New York, Cuomo, that got pushed off the stage because he did some things that caused a lot of deaths. So I think a lot of people are being removed from the stage, but it's not for that main reason yet. Because, we can't even get the Epstein files out, right? So they have to come out. P. Diddy trial comes in next month. I think the beginning of next month. That's going to be a huge reveal, right? All the people involved in that. That's going to blow lids off of, lots of stuff. And I think it will be very, very traumatizing for a lot of people when the date thing becomes prominent, right? So, and that's just one thing. We still have, the election thing that has to be resolved, and then we have to have all these people that are being paid off in the political realm. From this money laundering situation. The last administration just pumped a bunch of money out before they left to USAID, and it came back to people in the political realm, and we're finding that out. And why aren't those people being brought in? So it's just like all they're doing right now is just revealing. Are some people being taken off? I think so. but they're being taken off for other reasons. So I don't know. Yes, thank you, Doge. If the P. Diddy thing goes through, we might not need the Epstein thing. Uh, and that's a possibility. Well, we need it because it involves a lot of other people. You look at the Clintons, and of course, they've already taken down, Prince Andrew. England. He got taken down. He didn't stand. He didn't go to jail or anything, and no one crashed his helicopter. But yet, but it's definitely a problem. Lady Jane, maybe the underground cities. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Russia stuff. So that there's another thing again as well. Lie upon lie. 5D warfare. So a lot of us think that 5D warfare is our side fighting back. No, they're doing this. They're doing that over there. We're just fighting back with the same techniques that they are using. So there is a lot of that that's going on. Now, Russia is basically destroying the Ukraine army. They're pushing back on every front now. I listen to it every day. I don't think there's any place that Ukraine has an offensive going on. I think there's a massive push that's coming from Russia, and I think they're waiting for some kind of staged event to happen first. Maybe the Trump administration does something, and then it gives it the green light for them to do a massive, because they've been in offensive mode since December of last year. So for well over a year, they have been in a massive offensive, and it's getting ready to go to a different level, a much greater level. And already they're just like chewing up Ukraine like crazy. And then of course all the people that are coming in to help fight, and NATO, because there's no more supposedly funds or ammunition or military gear coming from the U.S. That's a huge hammer for Ukraine and NATO. All right. So I think there are elements within NATO, or at least those European countries that are ready for NATO to go away. I think it goes away. I don't think it goes away. It's definitely going to collapse, especially without the U.S. involvement, because the U.S. does paying most of the bills. So I think there's going to be a collapse in that system, and that'll take down a lot of those governments, corrupt governments within Europe as well. So there's a massive plan for all of this to happen. Now China, pushing back on us is very interesting. I was just talking to a gentleman that was telling me about in Arizona, there's a massive chip manufacturing plant that is coming from Taiwan. All right, and they have like concrete walls that are very thick. So what is that? What is that? A blast wall? What's going on there? You're making something else other than the chips. But think about that. So the real reason we want to protect Taiwan is for the chips, because we need those chips. America needs the chips because a lot of this stuff, again, went overseas, and China was using it, and Taiwan was using it. So if we start to get those industries, because there's really no reason for us to protect Taiwan. There is an agreement that if China ever decides really to take back Taiwan, because it is China, or if China and Taiwan have an agreement that they're going to get back together, we're not going to get involved. So I think that's one of the things we're looking at. Now the tariffs that are basically the tariff war that's going on with China and USA. Who does that really destroy ultimately? I think it destroys China. All right. All right, I got another show that I got to jump on. Lots of love to you guys. I will see you guys probably tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that, as long as I can stay on here. Stay in the love vibration. That's the only way you need to be. And I'll see you guys next time.